The boat behind me is the absolutely massive Lagoon 78 Power Cat. I've been wanting to do one of these for so long, and TMG Yachts have one at the boat show today. So we're lucky enough we're going to jump on board. It's not very busy at the moment. There's a bit of rain around, which is good for us because we won't have too many interruptions. So we're going to show you everything. There's like 5 or 6 cabins, enormous amounts of space. It really is an impressive vessel. So let's jump on board and have a look. So we're going to start on the aft swim deck. I mean, it's much more than a swim deck, it is. I mean, that is absolutely massive. I couldn't tell you exactly how big a tender this will take, but I'm guessing would easily be a 4-meter tender, maybe 4.5. But that is huge. Even the side decks that step up that I'm standing on here are about 2.5 meters across. It really is. The scale of this are enormous. It really is crazy. It's just on dusk here, and it's really nice because the boat's lights are taking effect. So I think we're going to have a really nice tour. Let's move in and have a look at the space on offer here in this aft cockpit. What a beautiful space this is. We've got 3 or 4 different lounging areas. The first is this area at the back, which stretches not quite the full beam of the cockpit, but just about. So for 5 or 6 people, you could snuggle yourself away there and be having a great time. We've got this dining space here with a small return on the end there. This would definitely be set up for about 8 people. You can see we've got the loose chairs here, and that gives you an indication of just how big this is. And then we've got this section over here, which is just like this purely opulent looking lounging space. It really is something, isn't it? When you get on a boat this big, the amount of space that is available is it's staggering, actually. Let's move in and have a look at the main deck salon. And again, you get a sense of just how vast the space is in height here. I'm glad that the people from TMG have got the heating on. It's very cozy and toasty in here, but it's a very, very inviting space. We've got this table here. Now that can leaf open if you wanted to use it as a dining table. You could definitely do that. At the moment, it's not set up for that, so it creates some space to walk around. You could use this as a little bit more of a occasional lounging area, but very, very nice. We've got plenty of storage on board here in areas like this, areas like that, and you've got some really clever use of space over here. Now there is a full galley, which we'll take a look at in a moment, but this is like another, like a little kitchenette area. You can see that we've got lots of fantastic coffee gear set up here with a sink here. So it's just the luxury of having the options to separate out almost like a little mini bar area here away from the main galley. So this is what I would be doing. I'd be down here in this little lounging area here, or taking some coffees out to my guests who are on the foredeck through this door. We'll go out there in a moment and have a look. But if we sit down, isn't this just an inviting space? Doesn't this just look fantastic? Fantastic. There's so much to show you, so we will keep moving along. Hey guys, if we come over here, you can see that we've got the lower deck helm. So we've got these 2 very large Simrad, I think they're the 15-inch multifunction displays with the bow thruster there, the engine controls there, and one of the more interesting kind of helm seats. It's more like a small lounge seat, but I think that's really, really nice, and a very comfortable place to skipper the boat from. There is a crew quarter on this boat, and I'll show you that in a minute. So some people would choose to have a crew on board, other people might not, but you've definitely got the capability to have it. Have a look at the size of that foredeck. It's enormous. It's like a dance floor out there, isn't it? incredible. I'll spin around. We've got this area here, which you know, if you're skippering the boat, you'd probably want to come here and chart your passage for the day. There's a little section here that tabs open, where you've got storage there for stationery and all bits and pieces. And this is a clever piece of cabinetry design. You can also access that through the back by pulling that forward. Some really, really clever cabinetry work and design. The galley is, well, if this was your kitchen at home, I think you'd be proud to have it, because it is huge. We've got this enormous sink here, and I love a big sink, whether it's on a boat or at home, because if you've got big pots and pans, you want a place to put them, and that is enormous. I love that. We've got the 4-burner induction cooktop there, the oven over there, and an enormous domestic size fridge freezer there, and a second oven here. So that's probably the microwave there, and we've got the second oven just here. And this is all serviced, of course, in like an island configuration. So I just think that's wonderful. It's almost like a, well, it's almost like a bar area, really. It can serve two purposes. You can see here that we've got these kind of trays, these elongated trays, and I'm going to guess that's a great place to put your champagne and your other beverages of choice along here and serve those out to your guests. The other things to show you here is, of course, we've got a big dishwasher, and then lots and lots of storage, an enormous amount of storage in areas like this. There's all those pots and pans that I was talking about earlier. Fantastic, really, really fantastic. Just tucked away here, you might have missed it if we didn't stop and have a look at it, is things like this little wine cooler in there. A great place to keep all your wine. But what a main deck salon. If you're not impressed by this, I don't know what you're going to be impressed by, because it is just sensational. I think what we'll do is we'll go back out onto the aft cockpit, and we'll take some of those stairs around the port side, and we'll have a look at all of the space on the foredeck. Just absolutely vast. I don't think I've ever been on a catamaran this big and had this much space before. It's incredible. I'm just going to jump down here to give you a sense of this. I mean, have a look at this. You could literally have this set up for a party, for a dance floor. It's just enormous. I wouldn't want to guess the square feet that we're dealing with here, but you could work it out for yourself. That is incredible. Use this in whatever way that you like. I don't know whether Lagoon would fit this out with any particular type of configuration, but geez, the options are limitless, aren't they? Fantastic. I like that we've got some lounging down here in this area. These are storage lockers dotted around. You can see how many there are, lots and lots around there, and those hatches, we'll discover those as we move down and have a look at the accommodation in a minute. But let me just spin back around and show you that again. That is huge. Look at the size of that. Insane. All right, let's walk down this footpath width side deck and we'll cross over the port side, and let's jump up and have a look at the Flydeck. I love this sort of helixed staircase that takes us up to the flybridge, and look what we're greeted with. Now, I've been gushing about the size of that foredeck, but I'm going to spin around and I'm going to have to gush some more, because have a look at the size of that sun pad. That's incredible. We've got the clears on at the moment, and we've got this soft closing section here. Now this can completely open up, so if you want to have the sun pouring in here, you can absolutely do that. And can you imagine the socializing and the fun you would have with all of your friends and family scattered around, some great music on, getting ready to have a great meal, all serviced by this wet bar over here. So you can see that you could definitely have crew here, and you can imagine you'd have someone set up here serving drinks, etc. Very, very, very nicely. Storage here, fridge there, ice maker there, sink there, and then here, positioned in the center of the flybridge, is the upper helm station. So this is probably where most of the controlling gets done. We've got the two big Simran multifunction displays. We've got the Yanmar engine controls there. There's the two bow thrusters there, engine controls there. What else can we see? The engine switch offs underneath there. Things like lights and horns all underneath there, and some analog gauges just there. But standing up here with the wheel just at waist height, look at the position that you have here. And if these clears were off, what a position you'd have. Just sensational. Drink holders all over the place, millions of drink holders, little areas like this where you can recharge things and get them out of the weather. But again, on a 78-foot Power Cat, it's a tennis court sized lounging area, and who wouldn't want this? Fantastic. All right, let's duck down and have a look at the accommodation. Now there's a lot to show you. In fact, it would be easy to get lost and confused with just how many cabins there are on this 78 Lagoon, but I'm going to do my best to remember them all. So we're on the starboard side, the aft bedroom, aft cabin, mind you. This is a fantastic cabin, big double island bed, huge amounts of storage, huge amounts of headroom. I would say easily 6.5 feet, big window sections. And if I just move this over, you can see that this is serviced by this very, very nice ensuite with a lovely, lovely rainfall shower like that. We've got the vanity like this. Oh, someone's playing with the lights. And then we've got the water closet with the loo, with even more storage. Incredible. What's behind here? Probably just tons of storage. Incredible. And great that you can close that off like that. So that's the first guest cabin. Now if we spin up here and move forward, we're going to find the owner's cabin. Stick with me. I know there's a lot to take in, but it's well worth it. Have a look at that. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Huge king-size bed. Just fantastic. Enormous bedside tables and storage. Beautiful sconce lighting. And if I spin around, you can see just how well appointed this cabin is. There's your own private lounge just here. I love this area here. This could serve a few different purposes. This could be just a dressing sort of area. You could have this as an office space. It's got its own little library. Oh, I just think this is such an impressive owner's cabin, and the quality of the fit out just feels very, very elevated. We've got the two hatches above us. You can see there that they, if I move back, get a better view, you can see that that cover can pull back so you can let even more natural light in. they're pulled back across at the moment, of course, for privacy. And if we come in here, here is a walk-in robe that any homeowner would be pretty proud to have. Check that out. How impressive is that? Now that's not bad, is it? And there's even a little cellar. That's amazing. Have you ever seen that before? Big storage drawers, as you'd expect. 5 or 6 of those. I love these open drawers here with these clear fiddles. It's just beautiful. That can all be closed across with that pocket door. But fantastic owner's cabin wouldn't be complete with a beautiful ensuite head. And you get one. Check this out. Beautiful rainfall shower, walk-in shower stall, acres of mirrored storage, an enormous amount. His and hers, or his and his, or hers and hers. Basins. And if I just come back here, there's our loo. But I'm always impressed with storage. I don't know why that is, but this boat, this could be, this might be the storage king. It just has so much of it. Wonderful. Now you'd think that might be all the cabins, but you'd be wrong if you thought that, because as we cross over to the portside hull, we've got 2 further guest cabins and also a really cleverly tucked away crew cabin if you want to crew the boat. So the first of the guest cabins is this one, and sort of towards the aft end of the hull, and this would be perfect, I guess. You can see there's a double on the bottom, and that's a single on the top. There's a bit of stuff from the boat show on top there. But you see there's a television there as well. But this would probably be a really good, maybe if you had a couple with a smaller child and they wanted to have that child in the room with them, that could work really well. There's an ensuite with this room as well, which is of the same standard as all the other ensuite heads that we've been showing in the starboard side. Really good headroom, just like the others. Bathroom, nicely tiled. And that connects through. So if you pivot right instead of left to the 4th of the guest rooms, which is this, which looked more like the others that we saw, a large queen size island bed, the same kind of dressing areas you can see forward just over there, the large hull windows that you can see just there, and of course the same amount of really nice ambient light. Really easy to move around this guest cabin, great headroom, and that connects through to the ensuite head, which again has this really nice, very big walk-in shower. That looks fantastic. But the big, there's the rainfall head just there as well, and large basin area there, lots of bench space. Mirrors, of course. So the same high standard that we saw in the other guest rooms. So that's a fantastic cabin. Got the loo there, of course. But you can crew this boat, and if you want to crew this boat and have separate accommodation, then you can close the door off that I'm walking through now. Close that off, and you have this little crew cabin here. It's access, you can see there's the ladder that takes you up into a hatch in the foredecks, and you've got 2 bunks here. So that'd probably be enough. You know, you'd probably have a skipper and maybe 1 mate on board, or it might be someone who's doing the catering for you. And if you're going away, you know, look, it's not the biggest crew cabin in the world for sure, but it has its own ensuite wet room. and with that hatch open natural light. So if you want to crew this boat, there's space for you to do that there. Shower, wand. So look, your crew looked after. It's obviously not at the same standard as the guest rooms, but there is hanging locker space that you can see just there. So if you're going away for a week or so, I think you'd be able to manage quite nicely. So I'll just back myself out of here, and I'll just close those off, and I'll spin around, and we'll come back out through the fourth guest cabin, make our way past that really nice dressing room, back up into the main salon, and let's talk a little bit about engine performance, range, and engine specs. Well, that is the magnificent Lagoon 78. You really can't describe it in any other way than incredible. So much space, so much capacity. What a magnificent boat that she really is. So grateful to TMG Yachts have given us access tonight to come and have a look through. The show's moving into night time, as you can see, and it really does feel like a special time to be looking at a special boat. If you like this one, give it a like, drop me a comment, just say thanks, Scott. That makes a big difference to how the videos perform, and it helps grow the channel, and that in turn helps me get you on board some of these magnificent boats. Why don't we leave it there, and I'll spin around, and I'll see you next week on another video. Bye for now.